Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And to all of you also, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious, and that life is treating you most deliciously. Okay, and I hope that wherever you are in the world, that life is so beautiful for you all. Keep a handle on it. Okay, my delicious babies, what's the time, Mr. Wilson? It's nearly 5:15 in the evening on the 25th of February. My delicious babies just had an itch. Okay, 2026, my delicious babies now then. So I have a few videos, okay, then I'm going to be over and out. Okay, my delicious babies. So the first one, okay, please remember, you must always remember, the 5th of November now. Anyway, this is a different thing, what I'm saying here, my delicious babies. This is on YouTube, and you see, I'm going to be honest, this is usually one-offs, okay, my delicious babies, unless I advertise my regulars, okay, my delicious little babies, okay. Now then, so this uploader happens to have 289,000 subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay. And it's actually called capital C, all on YouTube, my delicious babies, capital C, cuddle, space, capital B, buddies, space, in capitals, TV, television. Programming, you know what I mean, my delicious babies. So that's the uploader. So with spaces, I'll repeat again, Cuddle Buddies TV. Okay, my delicious babies. Now the video should read: a sassy hedgehog chases cat and sleeps in a boot. Okay, my delicious babies. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? Sassy hedgehog chases cat and sleeps in a boot. Yes, my delicious babies. So this is all about a little baby hedgehog that somebody took in who's foreign. Okay, my delicious babies. What's she called? Shusha. Okay, my delicious babies. With little Shusha. You know, like where little hedgehogs are. Well, I've had many come into my garden. I went through a stage of having quite a few years ago. And usually, I mean, they can, at night time, because they can move they can move very fast, my delicious babies, and they can go through 30 houses, number 3. 30 houses, my delicious babies, in a space of minutes, you know what I mean? They just keep, speeding through. There we are. You know what I mean, my delicious babies, yes. But this little one here, it seems that the owner has decided to put her on a lead. If we look at so many years ago, my delicious babies, didn't they do that with pussycats? What's the point that I'm making? Well, shouldn't they just be free? Okay. It's a bit like a boomerang, isn't it? You can let it go. But if it's meant to come back, there we are. It's going to come back, isn't it, my delicious babies? Usually with boomerangs, you throw it and it comes straight back, doesn't it? Amazing when they invented that. There we are, my delicious babies. Anyway, there's a point to what I'm saying. That doesn't mean no, just a little bit of hair in my birth race. Yes. Now then, my delicious babies. The next one, yeah. So we're going back in time. This upload is called capital C, classic, space, capital B, British, space, capital T, telly, telly jelly. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies? If you look at little bands, when they're really little, we've all been there, haven't we, my delicious little babies? Okay, you're going to get the odd certain amount of little bands who are just simple things, just not into jello. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies. But for most little bairns, you know, they're into jelly, aren't they? Jelly and ice cream and all this kind of thing now. Then anyway, I just thought, you know, telly jelly. Okay, my delicious little babies, and this upload happens to have 108,000 subscribers, my delicious little babies. Anyway, the video should read, now we all remember this dear lady, okay? Yootha, Joyce's last interview, 1980. The truth about George and Mildred. Okay, my delicious little babies, so I'm just going to repeat this again for you, shall I? Yootha Joyce's last interview, 1980, the truth about George and Mildred. Yes, my delicious little babies can. You know, she gets asked questions about, well, you know, what it's like to be famous. 3, 2, 1, my juice little lights. Thank you, little lights. You're delicious and bright. There's loads of lights and loads of grapes. Okay, my delicious little babies now then. Yeah, really interesting. It's amazing what you can fit in just over 5 minutes long. The first video, my delicious babies, was just over 8 minutes. It's just, there we are. It's just so amazing, there we are, what ones can fit, there we are, in such a short space of time. There we are. Do you know what I mean, my delicious babies? There we are, yes. The final one, my delicious babies, well, this one here happens to have 608,000 subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay? And what's it called? Capital W, excuse me, well, comma, capital R for R, and then space capital N, never. So you should read, my delicious babies, well, never. That's the upload of my delicious babies, okay? And by the way, all of these here never came up on my feed. There we are. I had to, let's just say, whilst looking for other videos, there we are. This is what I came up with. I had to, you know, when you have to go to other places, if you know what I'm saying, my delicious babies, yes. And the video should read, the last woman sentenced to, we don't like this word, my delicious babies, we seem to hear rather a lot of it. I'll just repeat all this again for you, shall I? Yes. The last woman sentenced to death in the UK, you know, which I call, there we are, Old England. My delicious babies. The Merry Widow of Windy Nook. Okay, my delicious babies, so I'm just gonna, shall I just repeat that? The last woman sentenced to death in the UK, the Merry Widow of Windy Nook. Okay, my delicious baby, so I'm just going to close my book. There we are, because we need to go back, don't we, my delicious babies? Now then, let's have a quick discuss. Yeah, so it turns out, oh gosh, sorry about that, my delicious babies, because I need to show you something. I need to make it, there we are, very clear what I'm showing. Sorry, please excuse me. Well, it turns out that your woman here now then, she needed to find a husband, because the fact of the matter was is that her rent just kept going up. My delicious babies, this is apparently from what I've seen in the video, this is true, my delicious little babies. Anyway, what did she marry 4 times? Oh gosh, that's a lot, isn't it? On the way to being just like a, oh, shuck up, you know, just like what is it, Liz Taylor? You know, that's what I said, don't the man to the babies, you know what I mean? If somebody gets married a certain amount of times, it's like, you know, you're on the, you wear like Liz Taylor. Anyway, my little babies, and so what happened then? Well, it appears that each husband, I don't mean to laugh, my little babies, I mean, apparently this is a part of history. But each husband she met, she seemed to flipping poison, man. And when you look at the birth trace on the woman, my delicious babies, I'm not one to look at what somebody looks like. No, I'm not. But when you look at her, she ain't now to look at. There we are, but she can reel them in. Do you know what I mean, Martin Spies? What do they say? Look at your little lettuce down below. I got the key. I got the secret. I got the keys to another place. She clearly had that. There we are, Martin Spies. So I'm not being rude. There we are with what I'm saying. But you can have some women. I mean, they don't look like no model, but for some reason, there we are. They can certainly manage to reel. There we are, future husbands in. Do you know what I mean, Martin Speisel? This woman here now, then, well, she certainly, there we are, did a flipping exceptionally flipping good job of that because she flipping poisoned them all. Anyway, in the end, she, she hung, didn't she? And then it was only a certain time after that, that they stopped the hanging. Now, I mean, if we go back in time, gosh, the lights went off then. If we go back in time, Martin babies, didn't they say that, was it 1961? Please do not quote me. Please do not quote me. Okay, Martin babies, was it 1961 where they stopped the hanging? With that putrid bitch, Mara Hindley. She continuously, there we are, after the putrid business, her and even Ian Brady. Yeah, even Brady did. Okay, Mads, babies, and I stumbled, but I'm just going to continue. I'm not stopping my video. She still had, there we are, 3 meals a day, didn't she, Mads, babies? She probably had, if she could get there we are, a little bit of free card, or if she could, you know what I'm saying, Mads, babies, yes. There we are. That's when I can be very raw. Okay, well, she still had 3 meals a day, didn't she, Mads, babies? Yes. And then we hear some time back, didn't we, about the, basically that, they were talking about bringing hanging back in our old England, but who they're going to be, who they're going to be hanging? Well, this is the question, isn't it, Mads, babies, anyway? So, remember the Kurdak. Anyway, Martin babies, so listen now. I'll just go tell you this just before I go. So, I ordered some curtains now. I've just put up a couple of shorty videos, Martin babies, and I ordered some curtains. The first set of curtains that came were absolutely, there we are, banging. The material's beautiful. It is just delicious, and all I had to pay was 22, ka-ching, 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 22 squids, my delicious babies off older, a large sat, which everybody knows. Okay, my delicious babies starts with an E, okay, and ends with a Y. Okay, my delicious babies anyway. So that's beautiful because that's my healing room, okay? So you got like a pair, but what it is, it's always good, to have a spare one. Do you know what I mean? My delicious babies, because I had to have something up makeshift. Anyway, my delicious babies, car. But I ordered some teal curtains now with a short video that I've done, my delicious babies. This is going back 2 days ago when I was talking about this beautiful, there we are, a magnificent piece of furniture that I have now got. Okay, my delicious little babies, and this beautiful baby is over 50-year-old, and the knobs on the piece of beautiful furniture, okay, looks like a 50p piece, in our old England, Martinish babies, it's got all sides. There we are. Do you know what I mean, Martinish babies? Yes. Seals, tails. Anyway, Martinish little babies, and so I took a short video, just to make my point. Okay, may not have done it on the day when I was talking about it, you know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, just like revenge, there we are, it's a dish best eaten cold, you know what I mean? Mad delicious babies, yes. I'm not inciting anything, just an old fashioned saying, yes. Just came into my noddle. Anyway, so I thought, you know, because it's going to be going into my lounge. Okay. And I thought, you know what? I thought I'm going to order a pair of teal curtains, you know, £66.90 drop. Yeah, really good to hang, you know, with the tar backs and everything like that now then. And what did I receive, Martinish babes? So I'm going to show you. I wasn't even going to do a video today, to be quite honest, but I am going to show you. What colour does this look like, Martinish babies, if you look very closely? I'll tell you what colour it is, Martinish babies. And of course, on the back, it says teal. If you look there, Martinish babies, can you see it? It says teal. So whoever was making these curtains now, then Martinish babies, they must have been, you know, a little bit of swearing here going on. They must have been fucking pissed, man, because let me tell you, they're emerald green. Okay? They're not teal. Because teal is like the video, the short video that I've just put up. It's like, how can I explain it? It's like a blue, but it's like a greeny blue. Okay? This is emerald green. Okay, Martish, baby. So anyway, what I'm going to do, I mean, they're absolutely flipping bangy. They're so beautiful. I mean, I wish you could see Martish, baby, but I'm telling you now, because that little hole was just left there, you know what I mean, when I received it. The material's banging on it. It's really beautiful, okay? And I really wish, I was really pissed when I flipping, you know, when I opened it, Martish, baby. So I thought, you know what? I thought, I'm really pissed off about this. I thought, because, mind you, I'd only paid 23, ka-ching, ching, ching. I only paid 23 squids for these mad delicious babies. So what I'm going to do, because waste not, want not, you know what they say, old fashioned saying, mad delicious babies. I've got a beautiful, not in that way, not in that way. I've got a beautiful dear neighbour across the road. So I'm going to take them over. And I'm going to say, would you like this pair of curtains? No charge, just would you like? I mean, they're so beautiful. It's just that the colour that I want in my lounge is teal with like a real bright, vibrant orange, okay, with cushions and things like this now then. Like a nice bright green and like a nice bright or yellow, yellow mellow. Okay, baby, so that's what I want as cushions, you know, scatter cushions. But I want teal curtains, my teal beautiful little dresser, which I can put, oh, you can see the vision. The most beautiful, because no expense spared. Not when it comes to vases and things like this now then. I mean, I can have anything from a 5 squid ching 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 vase to something a lot more expensive. Okay, I'm not materialistic, my delicious babies, but if you're going to sit and then, you know, you're making it into, shall we say, a business where one's going to come for readings and things like this now then, you know, there has to be, there we are, quality, and there has to be elegance. But you do not have to spend the ka-ching, ching, ching to do it now. Do you see what I mean, Martish babies, okay? So I wanted that colour. You know, that's the colour that I want, Martish babies. Then I'm going to have to change the flooring, you know, because my landlord doesn't do fuck all. Okay, Martish babies, so then I need to change the flooring. And so it'd be nice white colour, you know what I mean, Martish babies, white walls, you know. They say that black and white's not a colour. There we are, but it clearly is, isn't it, Martish babies? Because it can darken something, but it can lighten something. You see what I mean, Martish babies? Yes. And finally, yeah, emerald green. Remember where the gems come from. Now then, Martish babies, very lastly, so I've got a toilet roll here. Is this from Costco? in our old England martishers babies. Anyway, yeah. What's that? Kirkland. Club Tropicana drinks are free. Oh, that sunshine. There's enough for everyone. Yeah. And I got me my cousin, bless you, know what I mean? And you know, sometimes, you know, he has these little parcels, you know what I mean? Martish babies, yes. I do not mean anything, you know, like any sort of drugs or anything like that. I do not mean that, Martish babies. I just wonder what's there in these little parcels, you know what I mean? Martish babies, yes. Anyway, so until my next video, my delicious babies, because you know we're always taught, aren't we? You must never open anybody else's purse, and I'd never do it. I would never ever expect anybody to open my purse. You know what I mean? Because it's not very sociable. If it's done accidentally, you know, which ones have done, haven't there? There's been plenty in the world who've done that, my delicious babies. Yes. A message to you, Rudy. Stop you messing around. Time to think of your future. Rudy, a message to you, Rudy. Yeah, it's a message to you, Rudy. Remember the emeralds? Mind you, the diamonds, delicious babies, and remember, there we are, the gold dust. Ka-ching, ching, 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 ching. You know what I mean? Delicious babies, yeah. Must always remember, there we are, it's a piece of metal. Okay, delicious babies, you cannot chew on metal, isn't it? It's not going to feed you, is it? Because we need food and farmers. Okay, my delicious babies, so until my next video, thank you so very much for any views, for any likes, and for the occasional comments. And can I just please say, go Clayton, go Natalie, go, go, go on our old redacted Martish babies. Not in that way, not in that way. And bless they had our lovely, they're all so beautiful, you know, not in that way, not in that way. They're all so beautiful, okay? They had our lovely Malkay on, you know, on our old redacted on YouTube, Martish babies. Yeah, banging, 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 banging. And they're going to be having our lovely, there we are, David Hart back on. Ah, yes. You know what I mean? Not in that way, not in that way, but you know what I mean? This is what we want now. There we are. We all join forces. You know, just remember, toilet roll goes a long way. You know what I mean? Martish babies, there's 4 of them. Okay, Martish babies, love ya. Thank you for listening. Remember the cupboard above. Goodbye.